Now, my campaign, one of the themes is the big tent. Why? Because the big tent is, as the delegates have said, a patakesia. Everybody can come into the safety net of Cozy because she is welcoming, she's open, and she didn't take part in any of the divisive games that existed in 2020. And I believe that's the strongest selling point for me when it comes to that. It also goes to what I believe is the dynamics. Again, it goes back to what they are crying out for, that let's give it to a female. Yes, there's been a parliamentary candidate who was female, but she didn't get the nod. But let's try it this time around, even when members of the opposition wished they had voted for a female as a parliamentary candidate. So it's taking advantage of all these things and also embodying what they want to see. Usually when women get into this space, you can't talk back like the men can do, because you're perceived to, carry yourself or conduct yourself a certain way. And to also help in what I'm doing, that's what I now people want to see MPs that reflect who they are, so they can relate. It's not necessarily that you have to look like everybody you represent, but they want to feel like they can relate to you. And to do this, in the last couple of months, I set up an office where even when I'm not able to go to that office, even when I'm at work at the NYA, delegates and party members can actually come through and put their problems on the table. And sometimes I don't even need to meet them personally before I solve those problems. And it's not always monetary. Sometimes it's a phone call here,
Yeah, but in politics, we know money is almost everything. And I mean almost, no 95%.
It's important,
How are you funding this?
I'm funding this with a strong alumni.
Alumni from?
School.
Oh,
from my mates, yes. My old schoolmates, yes, that's one. And of course, there's when you're going to run in a campaign, you literally have to have a template. It starts with everybody you've come into contact with, that you are friends with, or You don't have to exclude anybody. There's a whole book on it, actually.
As in those people you meet, the expectation that they will contribute to your campaign?
Yes, no amount.
But I thought the opposite is true, that once you say you're contesting, when I meet you, I expect you to, rather give me something.
No, it's not necessarily that way. There are people who would see you and not want a dime from you, but would want that you represent them. They feel that, I like how you look. I like the way you speak. I've been following you for some time. And for me in particular, I believe that my work in the media space, speaking for the party, has endeared me to people I'm yet to even meet. So it helps in the engagement. So they'll go back to maybe a banter they saw with me or somebody else on the other side, and they're like, I feel that you'd be a good representative for us. And especially because as much as Adenta is tagged an elite constituency, you and I know that there's a lot of settler communities that are necessarily elitist.
Yeah.
There are so many people that can actually even benefit from LEAP. But because it's couched elitist or middle class, they lose out on all these benefits that come from government. And sometimes it's that little, paying attention to that detail to solve these issues that warms them up to me. Anybody that I've met, members of the Zongo community, who have been excited about my candidature, they want to help me get the nod, especially in the primaries and beyond. I've met women, young, old. The young people are saying, I believe that we've watched you over the last couple of years, and you've been consistent in serving the party. And I believe you can do this for us.
Yeah, I mean,
So